Good morning, students. Welcome to Science Concepts. If you will find my lectures useful, please do subscribe my channel. And today our topic is adsorption isotherms. As I told you in my earlier lectures, what is adsorption? What is the mechanism of adsorption? How it how thermodynamical aspects they affect adsorption. Then we discussed about your differentiate between physiosorption and chemisorption. So our next topic is adsorption isotherms. So you must be clear from the term isotherms. Isotherms are the graphs. These are the graphs which are drawn between the extent of here in case of adsorption. These are the graphs which are drawn between the amount or extent of adsorption versus pressure at constant temperature. So whenever we'll talk about isotherms, in these cases the temperature is always constant. Fine. So you see what you have studied earlier, that your adsorption increases. This sign means increases. Adsorption increases with increase in pressure. So when you will increase pressure, adsorption increases. So increase in concentration, if we talk about solutions, then increase in concentration for solution at constant temperature will increase the rate of adsorption. Next, so it can be now if you want to understand the effect of pressure on adsorption, so it can be understood by keeping your temperature constant. So why we need to keep the temperature constant? Because we need to study only the effect of pressure on adsorption. So I told you in the beginning that these are the graphs that those are drawn between extent of adsorption and pressure. So this is the extent of adsorption. This is how we represent extent of adsorption, x upon m. So it represents extent of adsorption, or we can say amount of gas adsorbed. Kitni gas adsorb hui hai, that is your x upon m. So here what is m? M is your mass of adsorbent and x is the mass of adsorbate. Fine. So next, so extent of adsorption, x upon m, the value of x upon m, it depends upon the pressure of the gas. It depends upon the pressure of the gas. So the relation between the amount of the gas adsorbed, that means your x upon m, and the equilibrium pressure of the adsorbate at constant temperature, that is known as adsorption isotherm. Okay, so now I'll tell you how pressure affects adsorption rate. So this is a simple graph which has been made between x by m by pressure. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. On y-axis we are taking extent of adsorption, and on x-axis we are taking pressure. When you move from left to right, it means pressure is increasing. Fine. So here this PS is saturation pressure. Saturation pressure is that pressure after which the amount of gas adsorbed, it becomes equal to the amount of gas desorbed. Means when your pressure reaches this point, at PS point, the rate of adsorption and the rate of desorption will become equal to one another. Fine. So that's why this is known as saturation pressure. Saturation pressure means if you will increase more of pressure after PS value, it will not affect the rate of adsorption anymore. Fine. So that is your saturation effect. So see, these are plotted for adsorption of a gas over liquid. So adsorption isotherms are basically, these are isotherms, those are drawn or plotted for adsorption of gases over liquids or solids. So shows variation of gas adsorbed by adsorbent with pressure at constant temperature. So this curve, it represents temperature. See, Now what is there? So from the figure which I told you, what is their extent of absorption is there. What we can see, the extent of absorption is increasing. It is increasing with pressure, and it reaches its maximum value, that is your PS. What is PS? That is equilibrium pressure, or this is also known as saturation pressure. So at this pressure, PS, the amount of gas absorbed, I told you, it becomes equal to amount of gas desorbed. Hence X upon M, it becomes constant. It becomes constant even though the pressure is increased. So X by M becomes constant even after PS. If you try that, we'll increase more pressure and the absorption rate will increase. So after PS, the pressure will not affect X upon M, value of X upon M. What is X upon M? That is your extent of absorption, or that is known as your amount of gas absorbed or absorbed on the surface of adsorbent. Fine. So from this whole isotherm, one scientist was there, Frendelich. He gave his own calculations, he gave his own mathematical expressions to explain adsorption isotherms. So those isotherms, or that isotherm is known as Frendelich adsorption isotherm. Now we'll discuss that one. Okay. So what is it? See, it will tell you the variation of extent of adsorption, that is your X upon M, with pressure at particular temperature. It was given mathematically. I told you that Frendelich, he gave a mathematical expression for explaining this adsorption isotherm. So what he studied this graph on the basis of, or you can say, he took three conditions. So what were three conditions? Like first condition was at low temperature. What would be the curve of the graph? How would it looks like? When your pressure will take the pressure in intermediate range, then what will be our results? And what about high pressure? So first of all, we'll discuss about low pressure. So what happens at low pressure? See, here I have made a graph. This is your graph. It shows, it is a graph between X upon X by M versus pressure. Fine. This region is showing you the results at low pressure. Fine. So you can see here, so graph is almost straight. You can see the graph is almost straight line, which indicates that X upon M is directly proportional to P. So when we are at this point, here it shows that this is a low pressure. Here we are at low pressure. So when we are at low pressure, what is there? Your X by M is directly proportional to P. So when it is directly proportional to P, it means at this point, when we increase the pressure, the value of X by M also increases. So now you people are in 12th class, you must be aware of this, that what we have to do, we have to remove this proportionality sign, and for removing it we have to put in some constant over here. So X upon M, it will become equal to Kp. So this was at low pressure. Now we'll talk about when the pressure is in the intermediate range here. So here what is there? X upon M, it will depend upon the power of the pressure. Power of the pressure. See, X upon M, it directly proportional to P raised to power 1 upon N. So what is 1 upon N? N is your any integer. It can be any whole number value, which depends upon the nature of the adsorbent and adsorbate. So raised to power value means here the value. Okay, so I was telling you about that intermediate range of pressure, the value of x upon m, it depends upon the power of the P, that is 1 upon n. And the value of 1 upon n can vary, or it can range from 0.1 to 0.5. So this part of the graph, it shows x upon m is equal to k p raised to power 1 upon n. So next was your at high pressure. Next result was at high pressure. So what is there? So at high pressure, what happens? Your graph, it becomes constant. So how it becomes constant? It will become like this. So this is in this, when your graph, it becomes constant when we have high pressure. And when we will say that pressure is high, when your pressure, it reaches the value PS, your saturation pressure. After this, when you will increase the pressure, that will be considered as high pressure. And at high pressure, the value of x upon m, it remains independent of pressure. It remains independent. Then or you can say it will become constant, or x upon m will become equal to p raised to power 0. That is, the value of p raised to power 0 is 1. So x upon m is equal to k p naught. Fine. So now how you people will find out the value of k into k and n. So the constant is k and n. How we can calculate the value? By taking the logarithm. In second case, when we were studying about the intermediate range of pressure, according to Freundlich, the value of x upon m, that was equal to k p raised to power 1 upon n. So by taking logarithms on both sides, we'll have the equation log x upon m equal to log k plus 1 upon n log p. So in this way, we'll find the graph. We'll get the graph, sorry. So here the graph is between your log x upon m, this is on y axis, and log p, this is on your x axis. So we'll get this straight line, and this region which I have colored with red, this shows intercept, and this intercept is what? This shows the value of log k, and this slope is giving you the value for 1 upon n. So slope of the line gives you 1 upon n, value of 1 upon n, and the intercept, that this is intercept, it will give you the value for log k. So what is the limitation? Limitation is it fails at high pressure of the gas, and it is considered as approximate and applicable only at low pressures. Fine. So our next topic is adsorption isobars. So as we know, adsorption isotherms were the graphs between extent of adsorption versus pressure at constant temperature. So these are the graphs between the extent of adsorption x upon m versus temperature at constant pressure. So the graph between extent of adsorption, that is your x upon m, and the temperature at constant pressure, these are known as isobars. So these graphs, these are true for physical adsorption, but these are not good for, or these will not help you to explain about chemisorption. Why these will not explain your chemisorption processes? Because adsorption, in case of chemisorption, what happens? Adsorption rate increases. Initially it increases with rise in temperature, and then it will decrease. Now how it happens? Why this is occurring in case of chemical adsorption? See, now chemisorption is what? It is basically a chemical reaction that is taking place, and whenever we want to start a chemical reaction, or we want a feasible chemical reaction, so what is there? We have a value of activation energy. Some activation energy is required over there for any chemical reaction. So chemisorption is also your chemical reaction. So here also we need activation energy. So when you will increase the temperature, when your temperature increases, the molecules of adsorbate, they will gain energy, and they become equal to activation energy. what happens when you will increase the temperature? The adsorbate molecules, they will gain the energy equal to activation energy, so they can form proper bonds with the adsorbent molecules. So hence initially the value of x upon m, or you can say extent of adsorption, increases with increase in temperature. But further, when you will increase the temperature, what will happen? The same molecules which gets adsorbed on the surface of the adsorbent, those molecules, they will gain energy, their kinetic energy will increase, and then they will start the process of desorption when you will increase more of temperature, thus decreasing the rate of adsorption or extent of adsorption, that is x upon m. So I have made two graphs. So here what is happening here? The value of P when you when we let pressure constant here. So what is happening? By increasing temperature, what is happening here? The curve is like this. It means your adsorption rate is decreasing with increase in pressure. And in this is the case for physical adsorption. And in case of chemisorption, what is there? First, with increase in temperature, your extent to x by m value increases, and when you will increase more of temperature, the value will start decreasing. So this was the case for chemisorption. So this was my chapter, whole explanation of the Frank-Tillich isotherm and adsorption isotherms. So if you'll find them useful and you have understood the lecture, so please do subscribe my channel beta.